Back in 1977, NASA launched their most important interstellar aircraft, the Voyager One.
2, 1. MDS. We have ignition. We have a liftoff.
This small and rudimentary-looking contraption might not seem like much nowadays. However, it would go out to form the basis of the knowledge we currently harness. And the Voyager 1 spacecraft, alongside its twin, Voyager 2, remains still operational to this day, and its journey has been a continuous influx of information for nearly half a century, giving us direct insight into what space has in store for us. It's only right for us to ask, where could the Voyager 1 be now? However, before that, we'll first have to take a deeper look into the Voyager 1 mission itself. On the 5th of September 1977, 2 weeks after the Voyager 2's launch, NASA had launched the Voyager 1. These two space probes, despite being virtually identical, had two very different missions. Voyager 2 was primarily conceived for NASA's planetary missions, whereas Voyager 1 was always planned for an interstellar mission. As a result, Voyager 1 finished its planetary mission in only 3 years compared to Voyager 2's 14-year-long mission. During these 3 years, Voyager 1 passed Jupiter and took photos of the planet and its satellites, as well as discovering ongoing volcanic activity on one of its moons. After that, it flew by Saturn and its largest satellite, Titan, after which its planetary mission ended, and the probe continued onwards on its extended interstellar mission. The first major checkpoint of the mission happened in February 1990 when Voyager 1 acquired final images of the entire Voyager program, thus completing the Solar System family portrait. After that, Voyager 1 continued on its path, and in 2004, it entered the Helios heat, the outermost atmospheric layer of the Sun. It remained in the Helios heat for the next 8 years, and in 2012, Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause and entered interstellar space, being the first human-made object ever to exist to exit the solar system. The Voyager 1 keeps broadening the gap between it and its home planet, and it is currently traveling through the heliopause, which essentially begs the question of its current whereabouts. So, let's answer the question, where is the Voyager 1 now? Voyager 1 keeps reliably traveling throughout space, and as of July 2024, the space probe is currently approximately some 24.4 billion kilometers from Earth, and a little less than 25 billion kilometers away from the Sun. To put things into perspective, it would take nearly a day for the Sun's light to reach Voyager 1, making this truly one of the most impressive achievements ever created by humans. At the current, the Voyager 1 space probe is traveling towards the constellation of Ophiuchus at a velocity close to 38,000 miles per hour. Currently, Voyager 1 is going through the heliopause to better understand where the solar wind from the Sun meets the interstellar medium and creates a natural border of planetary systems. Additionally, it also measures the density and the composition of interstellar plasma and cosmic rays. Now, cosmic rays in themselves are high-energy particles that originate outside of our solar system, which makes them essentially completely unknown to us. Finally, and probably most importantly, Voyager 1 keeps track of magnetic fields, which allow scientists to create a more detailed picture of the nature and the basis of interstellar medium. Despite being billions of miles away from Earth, Voyager 1 keeps regularly informing us thanks to the Deep Space Network. Sure, By the time the signal reaches Earth, it will have been extremely weakened, which is why it needs to be processed and decoded and then amplified. That said, there was a major crisis on the space probe back in 2023 as the computer was unable to send data back to Earth, leaving the Voyager One practically in the dark. Thankfully, scientists have managed to re-establish communication a few months ago. However, this brought in a lot of questions and hypotheses. The biggest of which is the question of the future of Voyager 1. You see, Voyager 1 has been in space for nearly half a century, and this means that both of its distance to the Earth as well as its eventual depletion of power on board, it is expected to end its mission very soon. You see, the spacecraft is currently powered by 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, all of which has started to lose power. At this time, the data transmission process will also end, and with it, so will the mission. Currently, it is not known when the mission will end. However, NASA expects the last contact between it and Voyager 1 to happen no later than 2036, 1 year short of its 60-year anniversary. That said, new projections state that Voyager 1 might run out of power in the next year, with its projected lifespan being shortened to 2025 to 2030. Nothing can be confirmed as of now. However, it is expected that the next 10 years will mark the absolute end of the first and most important interstellar mission to date. That begs the final question, which is, what will happen to Voyager 1 after its mission has finished? Well, the end of Voyager 1's mission actually won't mark the end of its service life. Oh no, despite losing communication and power, Voyager 1 will continue onwards with its journey for years to come, retaining its trajectory even after all systems shut down. In fact, Voyager 1 will have a much more important mission on its hands once its lifespan ends, because it will become an interstellar ambassador for extraterrestrials to discover. That is, if they exist, of course. This is because it carries with it a golden record, which is a message specifically designed for extraterrestrial intelligence, and which contains sounds and images from Earth, essentially keeping the memory and the image of our world intact for times to come. As for when it is expected to disappear altogether, do not worry. It will take millions and even billions of years before Voyager 1 completely withers away. This means that Voyager 1 will remain a beacon and a signal of humanity's existence practically for all eternity, serving either as our interstellar representative or tombstone.